Hi there. Again, this is going to be, well, talk. And again, everything is synchronistic and happening, in my reality. Because I choose to see that, And everything in my reality all started at the age of 24. I'm 32 now, and basically what happened to me was an unexpected spiritual awakening. One thing leads to another, and once you have that big awakening, you're going within your heart space now. And this is also spoken about in America, in California. They've got a center where it's called the HeartMath Institute. And the HeartMath Institute basically helps people go through spiritual ascension and healing and awakening by teaching them that within their heart space is the core of all life. That's how you contact God. It's like I always say that it's not God that's the problem, but it's the perception of God that's the problem. And this is how you spiritually awaken yourself. Now, it's so easy, but most will not do it because the ego isn't ready to let go. But how you spiritually awaken is just like I said. You go within your heart space. You let that lead the way. See, within your heart space, a lot of people look up information on the internet. I don't look for information. I manifest information. It all happened, like I said, at the age of 24 unexpectedly. And even I could be getting new knowledge and insights, and then I'm not even looking. I put on YouTube. I'm not even looking for any of this information. When I put YouTube on, whatever is present there, I know I'm meant to see it. And then it's there. What I've been thinking about is there. But that all happens once you start to go within your heart space. Your heart space, your head will tell you, the ego mind will tell you to look externally. But when you start going within your heart space, you start to be here. You start and you realize that your heart space telepathically lets you know that whatever's present is there to heal you. And everything becomes a synchronistic journey. And for me, because I didn't know about any of this stuff when I had this unexpected awakening, I didn't know what the hell was going on. I didn't know any of this information. My mum was a psychic, but my mum didn't know what this was because this was a different kind of thing. And nobody knew, and I was very much on my own. And that's why I do these talks, to try and help people through it. When I first started doing these talks, it was audio clips like this. This is like an audio clip, and then I like to mix it up. I like to sometimes talk to the camera and mix it up. I like to be arty with it and creative. But back to the heart space, like in the start of this video, I had a picture. I had when I was in meditation earlier, I had a vision of like a sheet, electromagnetic sheet, and that's why I put that picture up at the start of this video about electromagnetic sheet. The vision I had was electromagnetic sheet of infinite realities intermingled with this reality. I talk about this all the time in terms of parallel realities, and I believe this is why we get thoughts, and this relates to heart-based living, because we don't understand. A lot of people don't understand when they're getting a thought, they react to it. Once you start to go within your heart space, you start to be more of an observer of your ideas and thoughts instead of a reactor to it. And this is, the feelings that drugs give us, for example, like MDMA, for example. I've spoke about this many times. And what does that do? I mean, this helps people with now with post-traumatic stress and alcohol addiction. And they're trying to make it legal or are doing that. But it basically produces the same thing as spiritual awakening. Only the difference is, spiritual awakening, you're dealing with the energy field. When you take a drug, you're locked into a version of that energy field. But when you're dealing with the energy itself, you're dealing with infinite versions of it. For example, yesterday, and I get this energy a lot, because I've ascended to a certain level, I get this powerful energy with it, life force energy. And this is the kind of energy, I thought yesterday, this is the kind of energy that people take things like MDMA to get, but this is like in a different level. This is like those kind of drugs, but on a different level. It's so much that my body, I've had to, when this energy does its thing, and what's happening, it's doing its thing more and more because of this ascension. How you awaken this life force energy is it's all about your philosophy. The philosophy of I know nothing expands you, and this is how you open it up. By realizing that there's infinity. There's billions of ways on this planet alone. But there's infinite ways to do things. And all these infinite ways I perceive, they're all intermingling with each other infinitely. That's what I perceive. And yeah, everything is within that heart area. And basically, when you research MDMA, like I've spoken about this, the reason this is important, and also drugs in general, what have they showed us? They've showed us what we really want to get, but chemicals are bad for the body. But all the chemicals are doing is igniting something in your brain or whatever, and so it's taking your energy and doing something with it, but it's bad for the body. But you can do this all by yourself. Basically, when people take drugs to make them feel all loved up, drugs that I haven't taken, but you hear about it, and they say and what it's accessing is the heart area. Love, that's where the love is. Love is a frequency, right? And you start tapping into that frequency simply by being more open-minded, by no inhibitions, and being like that. So basically living your life with the philosophies that you would have on MDMA. That's how you produce that in yourself, by simply being that awareness. Because what is it when you take a drug? It's just a type of awareness. See, we've been programmed by our egos to follow ego. And this is the thing that stops us reaching bliss. The real bliss is accessed by no right or wrong, no left or right, no inhibitions, and you reach heaven, which in Buddhism they call nirvana. And that's how you do it. I think that music's just stopped there. But that's it. That's how you access it. As that music stopped, what I like to do sometimes is just meditate upon whatever sound is going in my surroundings. I could be anywhere. And it's like ASMR, really. You can do that by just being still. And it'll be just exactly like that. And what you're doing when you're being still, like I say, meditation, I've been talking about this in this video, is when you're still and present, you're accessing, you're letting your heart energy, your electromagnetic core within you, heal you. So that's how you access your true life force energy, which is just heaven. Heaven is a state of awareness. Is you teach yourself to let go, self-forgiveness. Do what you want to do at this moment, and then you'll find that you're gradually letting go. Like, I don't drink alcohol anymore. I haven't drank alcohol for about a year. I was never a big drinker anyway, but when I was 17, 18, I was like addicted to going out nightclubbing, and I had to stop it because it was not a good thing, because I was addicted, right? And what I've found with any sort of thing that you're addicted to is you've got to do it if you want to do it. Because if you don't do it, you're gonna want to do it, and you're gonna be edgy, and you're gonna get worse and worse and worse. So just do it, and as you're doing this, you gradually let go, and this is how you're living from your heart space when you're doing that. And then once you heal the mind, you heal the body. This is how you do it, by doing what you want to do, and then you let go. It's like you're filling yourself up, and then as you're doing this, you'll let go of the things that you desire. And this is how you lose inhibitions and ego and desires. And this is how you access this core, which is within your heart space. And so it's all about life philosophy, like I say, it's all about life philosophy. Expanding your awareness by letting go of ideas of left or right, what should be, because everything's made up, remember. Everything is made up by someone. And on this reality, poisons are made up to stop us accessing our divinity. So that's how you reach it. You just do what you want to do. You let go. You meditate. You work on letting go. You got to understand that God is a frequency itself. Life manifests from a frequency. And God, you're tuning into God, which is life force, when you meditate. And when you go within your heart space. Instead of letting ego. And what I do also is when I'm in meditation, or all the time, always meditating, all the time, if I'm near people, I basically observe their egos. I watch how because I'm wanting to get deeper insight into my own ego. That's what spiritual awakening is. It's the awareness of your own ego, and that's how you're working with it. You can't get rid of it. Because nothing exists, including ego. It's just an experience with awareness that presents the ego. The ego is the attachment of the self. But once you start paying attention to around you, you start realizing it's all one thing. Therefore, the ego is just an illusion. And as you're realizing this, your heart space energy will start coming through. Your life force will start coming through. Because it's all about philosophy. And that's how you program people to not get this, is by programming them to think in a certain way, be a certain way, so they don't access this energy. I haven't spoke about coronavirus on this video, obviously. Makes a nice change, and this is the reason why I believe it's there. All this stuff is there, all this horrible stuff in the news. Not just that, it's always something terrible. It's to stop people awakening. Why do you think that MDMA is illegal and alcohol is legal? All the people that I know that have died of drugs were all alcoholics. Because you don't want people in a euphoric, sensual, sexual bliss state. They want people in a hateful, horrible state. And fighting with each other. That's why this coronavirus is there, because of the global awakening. This really tells you how frightened they are. Before they would go to these extremes. Remember, everything comes from the top. I'm not going to start talking about this just now, but it does relate to what I'm talking about. Because of the fact that you got places like the HeartMath Institute, people are waking up. And they're desperate to stop it, and you can't stop it, because once someone goes within their heart space, that is how you access your divinity. Your infinity, your telepathy, powers, everything that you could dream about is within there. That's how the planet's healing. And this is why the system is going to drastic measure. Remember, everything has to be created by something or someone. You don't really think that people at the top of the system, are just going to let things happen by random. You're dealing with so-called experts in reality. But the people are going within their heart space now. It's science now. And this is how you access your divinity. This is how you reach heaven, which is nirvana, which is a state of absolute bliss, of no inhibitions, like when someone takes MDMA, the same feeling. Except when you're dealing with the energy field, you've got relentless versions of it. So you can, when you're taking a drug, you're locked into that drug. That's why I don't agree with vaccinations. But that's why all these vaccines and all this stuff is out there to feed us, because it's panic. It is a global emergency in terms of governments. Because of the global awakening, people are waking up and healing through the heart. Everything is within there. Within there is the core, which is like this electromagnetic core of all existence. And that is what God really is. And I'm going to leave it there. Thank you for watching. Thank you.